Shalom, shalom. This is Following Yahshua once again. Welcome to The Rock. We got Zion and the baby. Zion and the baby. He's trying to climb trees already. He's just cheesing it. You trying to climb them trees already? You trying to climb them trees? Where are you going? You can't climb no trees. Anyways, we got a quick video, and once again, I get a lot of questions, and I'm trying to answer the questions as best that I can. And sometimes answering the questions means I just bring the people on who could better answer the question than I can. Zion, changing from somebody that was in the world and rebellious. Excuse me. What are the top, and I didn't ask her this question before. I told her, so I'm not going to ask you this question before because I want her authentic answer. I don't want a pre-planned answer where she gets to think about it. No, I want the authentic answer. What are 3 things, excuse me, that you think a woman needs to work on or have in changing from somebody that is living in the world, rebellious, has your own will, your own mindset, to coming to this faith, having a husband, and even, you can throw this in, even homesteading? What are the 3 biggest changes, I guess you call, from rebellion to holiness? Just 3. I know, and then for anybody else who's in the in this video, in the comment section, if you're a sister, and you can feel free to put your list of your 3 biggest things, but it's kind of cheating because y'all get to think about it. She ain't gonna have a chance to think about it. So if you hear this, as soon as you hear it, start writing down the 3 things. If you've changed from rebellion to holiness, set apartness, submission, write down the 3 things. But go ahead, Zion.
That's hard. One, I think that as the scriptures talk about, when it says the daughters of Zion are haughty, we think we probably know more. I think that's probably been the biggest obstacle. You think you know more about yourself. You think you know more about what you need, want, or just you think you know more than what you do. So I would think the first thing is always going to be humility. You got to be willing to let yourself be molded. You have to be willing to let yourself hear about who you are, what you are, so you can change. Because the first thing about making a change is you got to know that you have a problem. And if you don't know you have a problem, you can't change the problem. You can't fix a problem that you don't really know you have, or you don't really believe that you have. So you got to allow yourself to be humble and teachable. So I would say that'll be big. If you have a teachable spirit and you're humble about it, you'll be able to make quicker changes.
Is that 1 or is that 2?
That's 1.
Okay.
Teacher, because they go hand in hand.
Okay. What's number 2?
In my aspect. You got to be willing to, really whoever you're married to, you really got to trust them. Trust the person that you're married to. Believe that, he's following Yah, you make those sort of decisions because Yah's going to lead him in a path to do something, and you got to be willing to be on board to follow his instructions and be that help me for him. And sometimes there are roller coasters, there's different things that change, there's things that you may not be used to. But if you trust that the man that you were with is a man of Yah, then you should be able to follow in his footsteps and prepare to do his vision, no matter what it is. So whether you're in the city, you're used to this, and then there's a change, you should be able to go with him and say, I'm standing with you to do that. So I think that that's a big thing.
Now, when I was making this change, did you have doubts? Did you say, dude, done lost his mind?
Oh, no, actually, no.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, he already showed me in the beginning that he was just kind of adventurous. Anyway, I've already kind of seen that's just the way he is. He does all sorts of things that I'm like, whoa, okay. So I knew that was part of his character. So I wasn't afraid of that. I've always thought those are the type of things I thought he could do. So I didn't know what to expect. I was surprised what off-grid living was really like. But I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid at all. I just wanted to go.
All right, that's number 2. And number 3?
And then, lastly, you got to just prepare yourself to be able to be uncomfortable. like I think people get too involved into they think like marriage and even just walking this faith should be just easy piece of cake. Like everything startled them.
Like Christianity tells you?
No.
Like Christianity, as soon as you come to Jesus, watch out for your blessings. Because the blessings are coming down from heaven. And get your storehouses ready. And meanwhile you're at it, send your tithes and offerings.
It's not that way.
Oh.
I think one of the hardest things with people is we have been Christianized. So, and this is a homesteading / even marriage. It's both because it all helps and pertains to holiness to me, or at least in my aspect, in my life, it has. Because we're Christianized, you think when any little thing go wrong, you are moved. Like it takes you off the vision, off the mission very easily. It's like one conflict, you're like, oh my gosh, you can't handle anything. And then you get put in a position like, so when hard times come or when a real struggle really comes, how are you going to get through that struggle?
Oh, that's good.
How are you going to get through it if you're already thrown off by the littlest thing?
Right.
Like, oh my gosh.
It says in Ecclesiasticus 2, Sirach, chapter 2, verse 1, my son, when you come to serve Yahweh, prepare your soul for temptation. So it means you're going to be tempted. Because you're not a threat when you're serving Satan. When you're serving Yah, you've now become a threat. When you are in submission or obedience to your husband, you've now become a threat because you have a unified front against whatever is out there. So he's not, people think that Satan's attacking them because, well, I'm rebellious and Satan's attacking me. Satan's not attacking you, he's leaving you alone. You're not a threat to him. If you're not a threat to him, what would he attack you for? He leaves you alone over there. So understand that when you come, if you're like, I'm gonna serve, I'm gonna obey his word. I'm gonna be a holy, set apart, submissive wife to my husband. I'm going to follow him wherever. That's when the attacks come. The attacks are gonna come then, but Christianity is presented, or Roman Christianity has presented it all backwards. Where, when you get married, just watch out for the blessings that come down. And when you serve Jesus, the blessings are gonna come down. Oh yeah, there are blessings and there are curses, but you have to be tested and proven and tried to see, are you even worthy of the blessings? Are you going to persevere and go through things, or are you going to fall away? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yes, Master. Yes. But that's just the main thing. You do got to be able to persevere, and there's a reason why it says to overcome. So if you're easily moved, that's where the attack going to be.
Explain easily moved. What does that mean?
Like, it's everything. If you're too easily frustrated, that can throw you off of what you're supposed to be doing. If you're easily offended, if you can't take instruction, if everything throws you off, if we have a bad winter one day,
winter one day?
1 year.
Oh, okay.
If you have a bad winter 1 year, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you got to be able to persevere through many things. Homesteading is going to present challenges, and marriage, may be challenged. Now, I don't believe in the Christian type of way marriage challenge where they have taught you that arguing is normal in marriage. Like, no, not that type of challenge. Like, arguing is not normal. But challenges are normal. Like, you are going to be tested as a wife. You think Satan.
So you mean it's not normal for a woman to rebel?
No, that's not normal.
It's not normal for a woman to disobey?
No, that's not normal.
What would that be considered?
Rebellion?
Oh, okay.
Wickedness?
And you mentioned something else. If a person's easily immovable, what if they built their house on?
On sand?
On sand. And the winds blew and the waves crashed against it, and that house is falling. Because you did not build your house upon the rock. Rivka.
Yes, Master.
What would you say? Just give a couple. What would you think that some of the what was the question? You remember the question?
You heard it right.
You have it in your head, right? We're going to have to take a time out real quick. We're going to push pause so we're going to remember this question. Hold on 1 second. Okay, we're back. I remember the question. We remember the question. All right. From coming from rebellion to holiness, from the world to the faith, from living in, complete, city life to this, what would you see some of the biggest changes that you have to make as a woman to get this thing right, to get yourself ready, and to make the transition from rebellion to holiness?
Well, more recently, um, we've been focusing on one of the scriptures in Proverbs where it speaks about a wise woman. A wise woman. I think Dewey wants to answer.
Dewey's got something to say about this. He's like, any perspectives out there? Listen, I ain't putting up with no wickedness or rebellion.
A wise. I knew it was.
Look, he's getting so mad he's swinging.
A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one plucks it down with her hands.
Proverbs 14:1.
Yes, Master. So we've been speaking on our Master has been giving us understanding on that scripture, and we've been meditating on it. And what?
Just keep going.
One of the things that our Master brought out, or one of the questions he asked was, "What is the woman's house?" And it is not a physical house; it is her husband. And
what he's doing, what his agenda is, yes.
Yes, Master. And that coincides with the scripture in Ecclesiasticus 2, where if a woman does not comfort her husband in distress, she makes weak hands and feeble knees.
Ecclesiasticus 25, the last couple verses.
Yes, Master. So those scriptures go hand in hand, and a woman coming from rebellion to holiness really should meditate on those scriptures and get understanding from the Holy Spirit, and whatever people or persons in her life that can help her get understanding if she doesn't have a head on what those truly mean, and what building up her house is, and what tearing down her house is.
Do you think that, and this is for both of you, do you think that women actually have an understanding of what building up and tearing down their houses?
No, Master.
I didn't even actually understand that exactly. You hear the words and you go by whatever training or assumptions or things that you've heard, and you think if you have a nice smile, I clean up, I built up the house. You think like little things like that, until somebody with understanding really break it down to you what each.
Because I've heard women say that. My house is clean. I use bleach on the floors. I built my house. You're like, but your husband's over there about to jump off the balcony. Right. You do understand that, right? He is miserable. He is living on the corner of his roof. He's living with lions and dragons, because it's better to live with them than it is to keep house with you.
Right. And I have family too who are excellent at actually keeping the home clean, and their husbands are absolutely like, can't wait to get away from them sometime. Like, oh man, I wish you shut up. Things like that. But the house is spick and span, so
the house is in order, the children are in order. But whose order are they in? Are they in the husband's order and how he wants things, or are they in the wife's order and how she thinks things should go?
Ooh!
Yes.
Oh! We're going to have a video on that alone. What do you think about that, Dewey? Dewey, was that deep?
I've actually had an aunt who's been married for like 20-something years, and everyone was surprised that she was divorced, and her husband went and got another wife. She was divorced after 20-something years and like 13 children.
Jeez.
And this is a woman who regularly, routinely, that you could not go around without seeing her home clean, and all 13 children quiet, in order, knowing where to be, knowing how to do everything. And you thought that this was the happiest marriage, and that man left her. And the children, you just couldn't believe. You're like, how is that? That's like the ideal marriage. How do you keep 13 children in order regularly by yourself? And she did. And they weren't happy, as it seemed. So
we're going to have to do a video on that. I was just thinking what Ripka was saying. about whose order are they in. You know, because a lot of times the home is ordered, but it's not ordered how the man wanted the home to be ordered. It's ordered how she wanted it to be ordered. It's done how she wants to do things, and he's just kind of along for the ride. And while when visitors come by, they see a clean house and they think that he's got it together. You know, like, man, you really got it going on. And then as soon as, you know, the friends leave the house, the woman's fighting her husband, literally fist fighting him, boo bopping him.
And lastly, too, I've never said this in another video. A lot of the things that the women place their importance is not where their husband's importance is.
Ooh.
It's not as important to him as it is. So we're practicing sacrifice rather than obedience.
Obedience is better than sacrifice.
Sacrifice by keeping a clean house rather than obey and do and structure the way he wants it to be, whether it be, you know, listening to his plan, whether it be whatever it is he wants you to do, you sacrifice by maintaining a clean home or, you know, doing all those other things that's important to you, and you're trying to give him a sacrificial offering. Like Saul did. I kept these animals, but it's for you. But I didn't ask for that.
Yes, yes.
And I think that women have been trained, though, that way, to just constantly give a sacrifice rather than their obedience.
All right, well, we're going to end it here. We're going to have more of these conversations. We'll probably have one tomorrow. I'll be trying to do a lot more because there's a lot of questions that people are asking, and I want to answer them. I had somebody say there's not enough. They said, can you do a live stream every day? They said they would pay us to do a live stream every day. I was like, the homestead would never get done. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna. And the sisters live streams will be coming back. There may be one tomorrow, but no, I'm sorry, we can't do that. We have to get it done. But anyways, bless you all. I hope y'all having a blessed. Is it third day? Having a blessed third day, and shalom.
Shalom.